To me, AI is just a technology tool. We're getting a bit bogged down on what's artificial, what's intelligent.
Are we being led through being so clever, doing stupidity with amazing sophistication and cleverness?
And I think we are at a very big risk of sleepwalking into a future we don't like.
Thank you so much for coming. We're named after Jean Golding, a data scientist at heart. She set up the Children of the 90s Birth Cohort Study. We're all affected by AI in our daily lives, so we're here today to talk about how it will affect our lives even more in the future, and more importantly, what we can do to actually influence the discussion about what happens. Before all of the laws and the legal processes are in place, that's the time to really engage.
It's a topic that really encapsulates everybody's imaginations, from our students to our staff to young children. Who's not talking about AI these days?
You train your AI to do something, and then you find it's actually capable, amazingly, of doing something else.
When it came to AI, they just didn't know. They didn't feel confident in doing it.
We want to explore those possibilities, those opportunities.
Bristol Data Week is a whole range of in-person and online sessions and events. So we have training, workshops, seminars that kind of showcases all the exciting research that is happening within the University of Bristol. This within that is the culmination of everything we've seen so far this week, involving the public, not just the researchers.
There's some great examples of how we're using data science at the university at the moment that are being shown today in medicine and healthcare. We're looking at data that's collected for administrative reasons from the government locally.
We've got the podcasters that are PhD students. We've got our public lecturer at the end of the day, Professor Genevieve Lively. We're not just focusing on academia, we've got people from industry. It's a whole range of people.
The expert in the AI is actually looking at your micro behaviours, actually how long do you spend on each post when you scroll, maybe your reactions to it.
And to emphasise that point that they're maximising engagement, and the more time you kind of interact with them, the better they get. I think a really good example, which we probably all think of, is TikTok.
Bristol's a really big player in AI. We've had lots of really high-profile investments in digital infrastructure, including the Bristol Digital Futures Institute, which is going to generate new ways of working with AI. And we are host to Isambard AI, a massive supercomputer that levels up academia to the industrial scale models of AI.
And a lot of the people involved in those projects, the researchers, are really keen to communicate and engage with the community as well.
The time of AI is now, and let's begin the session. We'll start by introducing ourselves.
The panel discussion was great. I think there were a lot of differing views.
And I think we're at risk of blaming AI for some stuff that already exists in society. Yes, it might make it worse, but actually instead of trying to regulate AI, should we not be fixing the societal problem?
Yeah.
But I think that just cannot happen, because you're building the AI on the data that comes from the society we have. Data scientists and AI engineers get very excited about the technology and getting it as good as they can, but they tend not to think about how it's going to be used, by who it could be used, and for what purpose. This is like a car. A car will never run anybody over. It's a driver that runs somebody over. And I think with AI, we were forgetting that.
How would you describe the relationship between the good work that you're doing and its potential, but also its potential to be co-opted? I think it's absolutely fantastic they put on an event like this. I think there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from opportunities to learn and engage more with what's happening.
Increasingly, the council is relying on certain automated services. The first sort of port of call for some inquiries could be artificial intelligence. If an algorithm makes a decision, to me it's really important we know why it's made that decision. Can I speak to a human being about whether that decision is necessarily the right one for me?
One of the questions that we're asking is, like, whose AI imaginary are we living in, and whose AI imaginary do we want to be living in? The Jean Golding Institute is, I think, a really special institute here at the university. It does the perfect thing that the university is supposed to do, but we don't always get right. That part about being a civic university and a global university. So it really brings that global research community together with the people of the city. It's rather fab.